how to shift your intimate life. Yes. Hi, this is Liana, Holistic Intimacy Coach. Welcome back to my channel. Here we grow in intimacy. So today I want to talk about how you shift your intimate life. Firstly, what is a shift? Well, depending on the person that is looking at this, it can mean different things. One, it might mean finding a best match for them. Two, so other people, it might mean getting a better quality of intimacy with the partner that they're already with. Three, for other people, especially for parents, it actually might mean that they get more time to enjoy intimacy. Yes, for some people, just having time and the space and the peace of mind and the energy to engage intimately, that might be a shift for them. Rest assured. For other people, so four, it might be simply letting go and healing all wounds, hurts, anything that hindered them from being the best version of themselves in intimacy. Okay, and that's related to personal work. Yeah, that is also a shift in somebody's intimate life. Okay, the second point today is, what do you start with? Okay, what's the place that you begin from in order to reach your shift? Bottom line for me, it depends on the resources that you have at hand, basically. And resources, and I encourage you here to check out my sexual power playlist. The third video was on resources. Okay, I'll link it under this video. Check that one out. Here I'll just mention briefly. Resources are in terms of health. First of all, health. Are you healthy enough? I mean it. Healthy enough in order to look at the quality of your intimate life. Secondly, time. Do you have time available? Because if you're running all day doing God knows how many things, then how much time do you actually have? Three, finances and material. Okay, do you have all this stuff available for you? So do you have a certain amount of peace of mind and relaxation? You don't have to struggle to make ends meet in order to actually focus on the quality of your intimate life. And four, lastly but not least, what are the personal qualities that actually help you to stay persistent in order to shift your intimate life? Yes, personal qualities such as discipline or perseverance or consistency or belief or optimism or other personal values that you use in your life, and you can definitely use in this quest or search or endeavor to shift your intimate life. Personal values or personal qualities are extremely, extremely important here. You're going to have to do the work. And if you have all the others, time, health, money, resources, material, then you're also going to need a certain amount of disposition in order to show up every day and do the stuff that you need to do in order to see that shift. And after you see it, well, keep doing those things in order to maintain it, obviously. Number three, what hinders you to make that shift right now? Everybody has a certain amount of challenge and obstacles. Life brings about resistance. All life, everywhere, there is some resistance. And I was watching a video of somebody mentioning how we can look at the cars, how we drive them on a highway. If the tires didn't have a certain amount of resistance, then the car would just slide all over the place. You couldn't push the brakes and actually make them work and so on. So it's the same in life. A certain amount of resistance or friction is important for you to actually better get a grip on things. One thing is to have resistance. The other one is to have too much resistance. Okay? A certain amount is needed. Too much, not. So what is the extra resistance that you have in your life? What I'm looking at here, first of all, is what hinders you from getting a solid ground material and financial situation. Not only is your financial situation linked to your, intimate situation, it's always like that, and they're dependent. Okay, the amount of tranquility you have is going to be reflected on the quality of your intimate life. That's just how it is. Because your intimate life isn't necessarily needed for your survival. And whatever's not needed for your survival needs more energy when you're struggling to survive. When you're not struggling to survive, all that energy that you were investing in surviving, you can take it in your intimacy. What isn't working or what isn't supporting your health? The best organism to reproduce itself is a healthy one. Absolutely. So what can you do to improve your health and maintain it? In the long run, this is going to benefit your intimate life also. Not just, but also. Third, what is actually chipping away at your enthusiasm and your joy for life? That one's going to be important to look at. If you're looking at the quality of your intimate life, then you're looking at the availability that you have for your intimacy. And that one comes from what? Joy, enthusiasm, openness, trust, faith, belief, all those positive things that actually require some energy from you. Yeah. Those also, just maintaining that state requires a certain amount of energy. When you're worried, concerned, stressed, burdened by things, guess what? Where you're going to give your energy from? Stuff that you don't necessarily need for survival. Joy, openness, enthusiasm, love, belief, trust, faith. When you're down and depressed, you kind of don't have energy for that. I'm sure you've noticed that when you've been depressed. Now, the next thing that I want to look at is how much work do you actually have to put in order to bring about your shift. This one, there's no recipe that I know for it. But I do know that our body and our entire being is very instinctive, and at a certain point, if you are persistent enough, it will catch on, your being, your body, your heart, everything about you will catch on what it is that you're going towards and will mobilize itself, I mean it, just like this, mobilize itself in order to reach that. I've seen this with many things. I've seen this with breath work that I was doing and the consciousness leap that I've had with it. I've seen this with meditation and how many years it actually took me until I figured out for me what meditation is, keep bringing myself back into my body, and how to actually, and I kid you not, focus my attention and feel exactly where I'm focusing, feel a shift in physicality, in somatic. This one took me 5 years. From the moment I started meditating, which was 2014, until the moment where in a crisis situation, because I was actually in a crisis situation, something inside me mobilized itself in order for me to actually feel, I kid you not, feel self-love and send it physically. I wasn't saying I love you. I was sending it in energy, I think. That's the best way I can explain. I have no vocabulary for that. I do know it worked in that situation where I needed it the most. And I do know that nowadays I actually tap into that without a crisis. And I did this shift in 2019. So it took me 5 years from the moment I started meditating to actually break through this. That was me. But this is your personal journey. I wouldn't time it. I wouldn't put pressure on myself. Some people are slower, some people are faster. Some people are slower in certain areas of life, but faster in others, and vice versa. So allow yourself the time and the space and trust your body, your heart, your emotions, your entire being, that it will make that shift. All you have to do is be consistent. And be consistent with what? First of all, set an objective for yourself or a goal, set a direction. Then look at what resources you have at hand and try your very best as you're being consistent toward that goal to reduce or diminish the amount of resistance to a level where it actually is workable. Reduce it entirely, I wouldn't do that. Reduce it up to the level where I can work with it, definitely. And the last ingredient that I have for you actually is believe and allow. I believe it is possible for me. This is my mantra that I actually shared in many of the recent videos that I've been doing. And I feel that this one is, maybe you don't say it enough, or maybe it's not imprinted enough in you. I believe it is possible for me to shift in this case, to transform, to find the love of my life, to heal an illness, to express in a specific way in intimacy, to reach a certain level of consciousness. Whatever you want to add after I believe it is possible for me, add it. But believe, it's crucial. Believe that you can make that shift, and then allow it to come. Meaning, relinquish all worry, that was, what I was saying about resistances. Okay, try to diminish as much as possible those resistances. All right, that's it for me. It's getting darker. Actually, I tried to film later at night, and it's kind of it's getting more intimate here, but I'm not sure how well you can see me. So, with that in mind, I wish you a beautiful, intense shift in your intimacy, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.